Hi everyone, Ray from Pro String with another racket restringing tutorial. Today's racket is something that you don't see that frequently anymore. I mean, to say it all, it's called a PWS, Perimeter Weighting System. That's what it stands for. This is a Wilson Sting Plexus, as you may or may not see here, but it's a Sting Plexus. Very interesting name. High beam series, when they came out with a very thick beam, and then the PWS system as well, which was around for quite a while there afterwards. I think it was on quite a few rackets. If I'm not mistaken, the Pro Staff, which I have here somewhere. Let's have a little look. Let's have a little look. Let's see what we have here. What is the Sampras, the old Sampras rackets? Somewhere. This one. I don't know if it's this one exactly, but there you go. PWS. And PWS as well. Wow. Checking out some, going back in time here, guys. So, as you can see, PWS as well. The Pro Staff 6-1, the classic. And then some. This was something special. I think this is the 85, yeah. This is the 85 square inch, guys. The old Sampras racket. It's actually pretty, not bad condition. It's just rubbing off against other rackets that are disintegrating in the box I have in the corner there. What a racket. What a racket. Both of them, for that matter. I actually did go on to use as a youngster, as a junior, I used the what was it called? It was called the the Wilson Pro Staff, which is now 97, used to be 95. The red and black one that Federer used in his early 20s, I think, early mid 20s. Got this string. Our synthetic Pros Pro, very simple, basic string. Can we do 4 knots in this racket? So we're going up, that's 1. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This racket finishes at the top, but I'm more worried about the knots. Are we gonna have enough space for knots? Guys, today's tutorial, I am gonna go old school, one piece. The grommets look wide enough. However, I just don't want problems. It's an old racket, which indicates the person is probably just playing recreationally. Had an awful hybrid setup of 2 different polyesters, I think, if I'm not mistaken, which I've taken out. 1, 2, 3. So we're gonna finish. We're finishing at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's probably a 16, 19. We should be okay actually with 4 knots. Two pieces. So I know that one is up, as you can see now, in 2, because I have 8. So 1 up on an even number, 2 down even. So I know there's 8. So even number is going to finish at the bottom. 1, 2, not. So then I had a hybrid. So that means they did 4 knots, which means it shouldn't be an issue for me as well. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Very stretchy stuff. I don't really leave myself too much extra string. As you guys saw, I counted 7 to one side. I've now measured the string with the side that I measured on top of the frame. 7 that I counted, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus 1 is, yep, you said it, 8. Tension, balance of both. With this, I don't even know the racket head size. What is the racket head size on this? Perimeter weighting system reduces racket twist on off-all center hits, blah blah blah. Give you more control. 50. I am gonna go 52. Want a balance of control, but I know this is gonna get super tight. It'll maintain tension really well. With our 4 knots 2-piece stringing system. or method, or however you want to call it. Time is it? 11:20 p.m. London, UK time. Everybody's asleep in this household at least. For now. Tomorrow I've got a real busy day. Lots of things happening this weekend before I depart off to Spain. Three, guys, 3 to each side, stringing symmetrically as you just saw, compensating my tension from one side to the other. Don't go more than 3. I guess if you really wanted to be fussy or different, you could go 1, 1, 2, 2, but not more than 3, guys. Even if you do 4 or 5 and then 4 or 5 to the side, the recommendation is 3. That's why I'm doing 3, and I know that very well that theory is 100% right. Therefore, follow that recommendation. If you're having a look online for some stringing tips, then this is 100 square inch. I just realized it says 100 square inch here. It did look like a bigger frame. We'll keep it at 52 anyway, guys. This stuff, synthetic gut, 4 knots, 2 pieces, gets pretty tight anyway. So I can't imagine this person moving the racket very quick anyway, with no disrespect in case they do find this video, which I'm sure will also be very unlikely, but it's all good in the hood. I think I'm going to do this one, and then followed by the Babble Up Pure Strike VS. I think it's called VS, isn't it? So tonight we're going to push till 12. p.m. that is. I should have already been done, but got completely delayed / behind because of a particular squash racket that didn't go well. Now that I'm starting to think about it, now that I've had some time away from it, it frustrated the crap out of me. The grommets really got me. And then I started stringing the racket. It took me 40 minutes to change the grommets. Guys, up your tension on your last main string, 15 to 20%. Now going back to that Caracal squash racket I was just talking about, it got the better of me. It's just got the better of me. So it's been a very long time I felt frustrated with a racket, any type of racket. I'm smashing out 10, 12 rackets a day at least, probably my normal, because I'm not all day behind the machine, of course. I have a family and other stuff to do, and coaching and whatever. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and a half. Full length of the racket from the top all the way to the bottom of the grip. I'd imagine it doesn't matter now where we start our mains. Out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in. It doesn't matter. I'd say in. The markings are showing. Yeah, it really doesn't matter, actually. It really doesn't matter. Sometimes I like to go exactly the way I see the markings on the grommets. It may not make sense to you guys. But no, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Sometimes I'm really fussy. I'm always very careful when I start my crosses. I always double check, as you've just seen there. Guys, moving that string up and down, well, as you pull it, it'll move up, and you're going to resist with your right or left handed, depending which way around the racket is facing. As you can see, I weaved 2 strings across instead of just 1 and then pulling, 1 and pull, so on and so on. I always do 2, as you can now see again. This is called stringing 1 ahead, or 1 in front, however you prefer to call it, same. And it just helps, the second weave be much easier. See, that should be nice and easy, less tension added. But as you progress, it does get a little bit tougher anyway, which is normal. It may not look like it on my stringing, even when we get towards the bottom, but surely because I do string 1 ahead and just habit of weaving so many thousands of times, maybe hundreds of thousands. I've always thought about counting how many rackets I string a week, but that never works out. I always end up forgetting or not caring. But I guess it would be very interesting to know. Very interesting fact. If I could only know, if this machine could only tell me how many times I pull strings, then I could figure it out a little bit. 16, 19, 16 plus 19 is what, 35? 35 pulls a racket on average. I don't think it has a counting system in the machine, which is a Wilson original. But yeah, I was fuming before. I have calmed down significantly. Stringing can be very therapeutic, but if you encounter what I encountered before, God help you. Just gonna put some of this stuff in the trash. I do have a very messy office right now. Tends to be the case, but I understand my own disaster, which is kind of a nice thing. Well, not the mess, but yeah. So I managed to string, what, 4 rackets tonight? And I didn't even want to think about how many hours, because that racket, that squash racket, yeah, I'm talking about it again, I know. Squash racket just consumed the hell out of me. I chew. Yeah. Bless me. Excuse me. Keep stepping on the string from the reel, which I therefore am now going to remove out of my way. Guys, when you are pulling the string, literally, when the machine is pulling the string, whether it's a manual, whether it's electric, it doesn't matter. Support that string, this one here. Support it while it's being pulled. Keep it straight. You want to keep those strings as straight as possible to avoid straightening them up afterwards, which will cause tension loss. I always say this, guys. So, but it does come with practice as well. Sometimes you don't know, even if it looks straight when you're stringing. Well, at least to you it looks like it's straight when you're stringing. When I'm teaching people and I see all these massive loops, I'm always pushing those strings upwards. And they're like, is it not straight? I'm like, no, very far from. But of course, there's so many small things, small details going on when when you're learning. You know, look, I'll do it now. Oops. So the string tends to want to go downwards, which is completely normal. So I'm going to push that back into place. Keep it nice and straight as always. And there you have it. Guys, we're coming to an end now. 3 left to go. Yep. I do tend to run at a string at the end because I cut myself. It's quite calculated. I don't have much wastage normally. It's covering big time. Got a double over here. Let's see if I'm going to have enough to do one ahead. Gonna be close. Yeah, string wastage, guys. You want to try not to waste too much string. So I could have actually pulled it through, but as long as I've weaved all good in the hood. Wow, I've got some serious blockage here. Wow. Wow, I remember these Wilsons very clearly. Yeah, you've got no choice but to tie. Oops. Yeah, you got to tie on your 6th main. Normally I like to go closer, but it would be just impossible to get through this grommet here. Oh. And we're through. Okay, that's good. Up your tension, guys. Last cross string. I mean, you could probably perfectly string this racket with 2 knots as well. Any racket, but old school racket. Sometimes the older rackets have been designed a bit differently. I do have to say that older frames seem to, not necessarily this one, but the top line of the older frames. I'm going to cut some string off here, guys. I don't need this much string. You should as well. Just get it out of the way. Yes, like I said, not this frame necessarily, but a lot of the older rackets were made with much better materials than they are these days. All right, there you guys have it. The Wilson Sting what? Sting Plexus, isn't it? Yeah, Sting Plexus says it inside and it says it over here. Right, there you have it, guys. The racket should pop off the machine nice and easily. Wow, it's got a very long head size. The head in itself is quite elongated. don't know if that word is correct, but yes, it's a very strange shaped head. At least comparing to new stuff out there. Right, guys, there you go. A bit more than my norm to have to straighten up. It's got a very tight, strings are very close together in the middle, but then it does open up around the sweet spot. There you go. Very tight, 52 pounds of tension, as I thought it would. Guys, thanks for tuning in. Wilson Sting Plexus. Hopefully there was some useful information. You probably will never stumble across this racket, I'd imagine. But hey, I did. First time as well. I think it's the first time. But there you go, in case you get stuck and need the racket tutorial. There it is. I don't know if I said this at the beginning, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Skip 1, 7. Skip 1, 8. 1. Excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Skip 1, 7. Skip 1, 8. Oh, I'm tired. Sorry. I am tired. Yeah, bottom and top are the same skips for your crosses. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Again, hopefully there was some useful stuff for you guys there. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.